to be looking at solving two-step equations using tape diagrams and hanger models in context. This is a little bit different than your teachers and older adults probably learned. They just learned it algebraically. However, this helps those that are trying to understand it concretely and conceptually. So hopefully it'll make more sense. All right, so May made 30 flyers for volunteers in her club to hang up around the school. She gave an equal number of flyers to 7 volunteers, and she hung up 9 flyers herself. So we take the 9 from the 30 to determine how many the other volunteers had total. Create a tape diagram to represent this scenario and use the diagram to find how many flyers she gave to each of the 7 volunteers. All right, so if I draw, whoops, not up there. If I draw a big section and I know that this section right here is what May kind of took out. And then I know this whole thing equals 30. Then I'm going to take and divide the remaining part into 7 sections. So I'm going to have, that is 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And assuming that is all equal, all the sections are equal. So let me go ahead and erase that a little bit so you can see and put that back in so it makes a little more sense, assuming they're all equal and this equals 9, because that's what May did. All right, so we know then this part right here up to here is 21. So I'm going to take 21 and divide it into 7 equal parts, and I get 3. So each part is 3. I can write it all in. I can add it all up to make sure I got the right answer. The way to write up the equation, I know I have 30 flyers and May put up 9. And that's going to equal 7 times X, how much each person hung up. So 21 equals 7X, divide by 7, and X equals 3. Now there's many different ways you can set this up. This is just one way algebraically. So here it is, much cleaner and easier to read. So 9 is the part that May gave out. Then the rest is divided equally. And then you have X equals 3. Here we have a hanger diagram. Think of this as like a balance. You have to keep what's on one side the same as what's on the other side or equal to. So we have 2 sets of X plus 5. So when we have 2 sets of X plus 5, we know that the 16 is divided equally into 2 parts. So this part has to equal 8 and this part has to equal 8. So we have X plus 5 equals 8. Isolate the variables, subtract by 5, and so X equals 3. All right, let's do it on the other side. This is how we would undo the distributive property and simplify a two-step problem. So the outside furthest away from the X is that 2 because of the parentheses. So we divide both sides by 2. We get X plus 5 equals 8. Subtract by 5 on each side, so X equals 3. So I got the same answer for both of them. So what did we find? So if we did it either way, it still equals the same thing. So 3x plus 4 and 3x plus 4 are equal, and they add up to 26. So I undo them and separate them. So each section is going to be 13. And so then I solve 3x plus 4 equals 13. And then I get 3. The other section is the hanger diagram. We're going to divide 26 in half to get 13. Then we subtract 4 to get 9. Then divide by 3 to get x. Here's one in context. Manuel is hosting a dinner party. He hires a caterer to prepare the dinner. The caterer charged a flat fee of $16. So I know I'm going to add 16. I could put it in the front or in the second part of the equation, either one. And plus 825 per person. So 825, and we're going to call the number of people X. And we know it equals to $131.50 because that's what he paid the caterer. We're looking for the number of people X that are at the dinner party. So the first thing we have to do is subtract by 16. So we get 825 X equals 115.50. Then we're going to divide by 825. You can do long division. You can divide in your calculator. But then we know that x is going to equal to 14. So here we have a situation where Manuel rented 4 tables for his party. He used a coupon to get $5.50 off the cost of each table. If Manuel spent $70 to rent the tables, what was the original cost to rent each table? So I'm looking for the amount that each table cost. So I know each one has a $5.50 coupon. So I'm going to say X and the table cost minus $5.50. I know that I have 4 of them, so I have to do this 4 times in order to equal what he paid. So we have to simplify this 2-step equation. So I have to divide both sides by 4. I get x equals 1750. I'm sorry, x minus 550 equals 750. Then I have to add 550 to both sides. So x equals $23. So the cost of each table would be $23.